You know that feeling when you're staring at your phone, rereading their three-word text for the 100th time, trying to decode what they really meant? Your stomach's in knots. Your friends are tired of hearing about it. Deep down, you already know the answer, but you keep digging for evidence that contradicts what your gut's screaming at you. That's not hope. That's you torturing yourself, because accepting the truth feels worse than staying stuck in the mental quicksand. Here's what I'm breaking down for you today. 5 clear signs that separate mixed signals from straight-up disinterest. No more overanalyzing. No more excuses. Just the raw, honest patterns that'll give you permission to stop wasting your energy on people who aren't worth it. Let's get into it. Sign 1. They're always busy, but never suggest alternatives. When someone's actually into you, they make time. Period. Not someday. Not eventually. Now. You ask them to hang out. They say they're busy. Fine. That happens. But here's the difference. Someone who's interested says, I can't do Friday, but what about Sunday? They counteroffer. They suggest something else. They keep the door open because they actually want to walk through it. You're getting, I'm so swamped right now with nothing attached. No rain check. No alternate plan. Just a polite door slam disguised as an apology. You keep texting. They keep being vague. You're doing all the work while they're giving you breadcrumbs and calling it a meal. Stop inventing reasons why they're too overwhelmed to text you back. Stop making their excuses for them. If someone wants you in their life, they create an opening. If they wanted to see you, you'd have plans right now. Your brain's lying to you, trying to protect you from rejection by finding explanations that keep the fantasy alive. Here's what you do. Ask once more with a specific plan. If they say they're busy without offering an alternative, you're done. Delete the mental tab you've got open for them. They just told you everything you need to know. Sign 2. Their effort doesn't match their words. Listen to what people do, not what they say. Someone can tell you they're interested, they like spending time with you, they think you're great. Beautiful words. Empty calories. Watch their actions like your sanity depends on it, because it does. Here are some examples. They say they'll call. They don't. They say they want to see you. They cancel. They say you're important. They disappear for days without explanation. You're watching their mouth, but their hands are telling a completely different story. That gap between words and actions is where you're losing your mind, trying to make it make sense. Your coworker says they value you but never backs you up in meetings. Your friend says they care but only shows up when they need something. The person you're dating says they're serious but won't introduce you to anyone in their life. See the pattern? Words are cheap. Effort costs something. Stop giving people credit for intentions they never follow through on. Someone's real priority list is visible in their calendar and their behavior. If you're not seeing consistent effort, you're not a priority. You're an option they're keeping warm. Do this. Track actions for 1 week. Ignore every sweet text and pretty promise. Just watch what they actually do. If the effort's not there, believe that reality, not the fantasy they're selling you. Sign 3. You're always the one initiating. Go through your last 20 conversations with this person. Who started them? If you're scrolling and scrolling, and it's you, with maybe 2 from them sprinkled in when they wanted something, wake up. You're not in a connection. You're in a one-person show. Someone who's genuinely interested reaches out. They think about you when you're not around. They send you something that made them think of you. They initiate plans. They check in. It's not all on you to keep the energy alive because they're feeding the fire too. You're carrying the entire relationship on your back. You text first. You make the plans. You do the emotional labor. You're exhausted because maintaining any connection alone is exhausting. Meanwhile, they're coasting, giving minimum effort, and you're calling it mutual interest. Your brain's telling you they're just shy or bad at texting or going through something. Stop. Busy people text people they're into. Shy people make effort for people they want. Everyone's going through something, and they still show up for what matters to them. Try this. Stop initiating completely. Just stop. See how long it takes them to reach out. If days turn into weeks turn into nothing, they just showed you exactly how much they were thinking about you. Painful? Yes. Clarifying? Absolutely. Sign 4. They keep it surface level. Deep conversations build connection. Someone who's interested wants to know you. They ask questions about your life, your past, your dreams, your weird habits, your fears. They remember what you told them last week and follow up. They're collecting information because they're genuinely curious about who you are underneath the surface. You're getting, "How was your day?" followed by them talking about themselves. You share something vulnerable and they change the subject. You try to go deeper and they keep it light. Every conversation feels like small talk with a stranger, not intimacy with someone who's supposed to be getting closer to you. Here's what they don't do. They don't ask about your family. They don't remember your work situation. They forget basic things you've mentioned multiple times. You're an audience for their life, not a participant they're inviting in. That's not connection. That's someone killing time. Stop doing all the emotional heavy lifting. Stop volunteering your inner world to someone who's not asking to see it. They're not going shallow because they're scared of intimacy. They're going shallow because they're not trying to build something real with you. Here's your test. Share something meaningful and see if they lean in or deflect. Someone interested asks follow-up questions. Someone disinterested changes topics or makes it about themselves. One interaction tells you everything. Sign 5. Your gut keeps screaming at you. You already know. That's the brutal truth under all this analysis. Your instincts figured it out weeks ago, but your brain's been working overtime to discredit them. Every time you feel that pit in your stomach, that anxious knot, that voice saying something's off, that's not paranoia. That's pattern recognition. Your conscious mind's too scared to acknowledge. When someone's into you, it feels good. Not perfect, not anxiety-free, but fundamentally good. You feel wanted. You feel chosen. You're not constantly questioning where you stand, because their interest is obvious. You're not playing detective with their text response time because they're communicating clearly. You're anxious all the time. You're confused. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're more stressed than happy. That feeling isn't the butterflies of new connection. That's your nervous system telling you something's wrong. You're not getting needs met. You're getting strung along. Your friends see it. That's why they stop wanting to hear about this person. Not because they don't care about you, but because watching you ignore obvious red flags is painful. They're not being negative. They're seeing clearly what you're refusing to see. Stop overriding your intuition with hopeful explanations. Your gut's not dramatic. It's honest. If you constantly feel uncertain about where you stand with someone, that uncertainty is your answer. Interest isn't confusing. Disinterest disguised as politeness is confusing. The truth you need to hear: someone who wants you won't make you guess. They won't leave you analyzing and wondering and creating elaborate theories about their behavior. They'll show up consistently. They'll communicate clearly. They'll make their interest obvious through sustained effort and genuine engagement. You're not crazy for feeling confused. You're being driven crazy by trying to make disinterest look like something else. The signs aren't mixed. They're clear. You're just translating them into a language you'd rather hear. Stop doing that. Start believing people's actions the first time. Every minute you spend decoding someone's minimal effort is a minute you're not available for someone who'd make their intentions crystal clear. You're not protecting yourself by staying. You're postponing the inevitable while your self-respect takes damage. Here's what changes today. You stop making excuses for people who aren't showing up. You stop initiating with people who never initiate back. You stop accepting crumbs and calling it a meal. You free up all that mental energy you've been burning and redirect it toward people who are actually excited about you. Try one thing right now. Think about someone who's truly interested in being in your life. Notice how different it feels. That ease, that certainty, that reciprocal energy, that's your baseline. Anyone who doesn't meet it isn't your person. Stop forcing it. Let them go. Make space for what you actually deserve.